welcome everyone to Whistler Olympic Park here in beautiful British Columbia. It's the second to last day here at these exciting FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships, and it's team event day. I'm Billy DeMung. I'm here with my co-host Max Thompson from Canada. Max, tell us what we're about to see.
Thanks so much, Billy. We're about to see the women's normal ski jumping team competition right down at the ski jumps here in the beautiful Callahan Valley. Conditions are fantastic today. We have some wind pushing up the hill. We're going to see some very, very long jumps today.
Awesome. And I love team event day, Max. It just brings out the very best. We've had some exciting relays, now some team ski jumping. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon, everybody. Stay with us.
And right now we've got some highlights from the women's individual the other day.
Yeah, Billy, this was our third place jump from Julia Mühlbacher out of Austria. Very nice 92.5 meter jump there. Our second place athlete, Vika Previc out of Slovenia. She was second place on the event this past Thursday with a 98.5 meter jump.
It's a beautiful flight position. She and her brothers, all three of them, all four of them in total, really leading the Slovenian team on the World Cup ski jumping. And here comes your former athlete, Alexandria Luti.
Yeah, she took home the World Junior Championship title last Thursday with a massive jump of 101.5 meters.
It was so awesome to see that. It was so awesome to see that result, Max. I mean, not only did she just crush it, but we've got our own Nathaniel Ma with her now. Or not with her now, but he caught up with her the other day.
Ali, 13 years ago, you watched ski jumping for your first time right here at this very venue. Now you come back and you take the World Junior Championship title. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's improving ski jumping in Canada one jump at a time. You know, we're such a small group, and, you know, to take home gold on home snow is just so special because, you know, potentially this could be the last time. It was really difficult for the Whistler Olympic Park and Black Test Nordic to get the funding to even have these facilities open. So I'm just so grateful for the sponsors who were able to support us.
There's so many young athletes here watching you do this. I mean, this is Canada's first ever women's World Junior Championship. What kind of message do you hope that your performance today can show to them?
I mean, no matter your situation, you can still come out on top. You know, I think my team has proved that again and again, no matter how much of an underdog you are. Although this time I wasn't the underdog, which was a new experience for me. But, you know, no matter like what your situation is, you know, I come from a team that has no hills, and so our only hill gets open for 2 weeks every 2 years. So, you know, being able to win on it is so special.
Yeah, and like you said, you weren't the underdog for this one, which a lot of times Canadian ski jumpers, everyone's looking at them, you know, not expecting much, but really you and Abigail have started to change that, you know, with the bronze in Beijing, now your first World Cup win just a matter of weeks ago. What is the message to the world, you know, when it comes to Canadian ski jumping?
We're not going to go out without a fight, and, you know, Abby and I are fighting every day to prove that Canada is a force to be reckoned with, and I think we're doing a pretty good job at that, so, you know.
Congratulations, Ali.
All right, that was great to hear from Ali, Max. I mean, super impressive, and she's just not only on the hill but off the hill. She's a leader in her sport, and her win contributed to the Mark Hodler Trophy, which is an overall trophy given to the best nations here at the FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championship. You can see that trophy now. All of the junior races are scored as points, and basically that gives us a sum total of the best nations here at Whistler Olympic Park this year. You can see right now Norway leading those standings. Interestingly, Norway has been very dominant on the cross-country course, but has yet to medal in a Nordic combined or ski jumping event, Max.
Yeah, that is quite unusual. They're normally a very strong team, so we'll see if they can pull it off in the team event today.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it really is a cool award to the top junior nation in the world for Nordic skiing. And Mark Hodler, obviously, big name in the International Ski Federation. He led as the president for 47 years. He was a Swiss citizen who absolutely just drove the International Ski Federation. All right, so now we are going to be seeing the women's ski jumping team event.
Yeah, this is going to be a really exciting event today with a lot of contending nations. Slovenia coming in with the favorite, with Japan, Germany, Austria, and Norway very close behind. we're going to be looking at 9 different nations competing. Every athlete will send their best 4 ski jumpers down the hill. The total points from those 4 jumpers will determine the winner today.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really fun event to watch. Again, team event days, just bringing about all the best energy as the team, comes together. This is an individual sport. And for a little bit more of a kind of look behind the scenes, we've got our own Tom caught up with Nina Lucy, U.S. Women's National Champion.
Guys, I'm here with Nina Lucy. Nina, you've had a long career in ski jumping, 20 years, starting all the way back in elementary school. How was that in starting ski jumping?
I had the privilege of growing up in Lake Placid. Like here, Vancouver, we held the 1980 games, so all the venues are right there at your doorstep. And I tried everything, but ski jumping was the one that stuck, and I'm so glad that it did.
You must have seen a lot of change in the women's ski jumping. Take me through that.
Yeah, when I started, people always ask me, they're like, oh, it's not an Olympic sport, why are you doing it? And it's like, in the purest sense, you're not there to compete, you're there to enjoy the beauty of the sport. And watching it progress, like on the women's ski jumping side, you're really fighting for inclusion, fighting for the World Cup competitions. Finally got the Olympics in 2014, so we didn't get to compete here in Vancouver. But, from there, we're really excited to see this year the women will be ski flying for the first time, jumps over 200 meters, so that's going to be really spectacular.
Today will be an exciting event. Do you have any predictions?
Yeah, so today is the team event, so that means we have 4 athletes per nation competing, and it means you need to have a strong team. You can't just have 1 or 2 good individuals, and it's super special in an individual sport to come together to have to fight for that gold. I'm thinking the Slovenians are going to come out on top today. We have Nika Prec, she's from a really historic ski jumping family in Slovenia. Really good flyer, and you could see when she was standing at the silver medal position after the individual, she wants the gold, and Ali Lutit from Canada with the gold in the individual is not going to be able to compete in the team as she's the sole competitor from Canada.
Thanks, Nina.
All right, that was great to hear from Nina Lucy. She is from my hometown, Max, in Lake Placid, New York, and actually we share a birthday, and coincidentally we're the same size, so she has quite a few of my old skis and jumpsuits.
And I believe she was the 2017 U.S. National Women's Ski Jumping Champion.
Yes, she was. She was one of our top athletes for a very long time. She had a great career, and it's great to see her out here at Whistler Olympic Park, commentating in the venue and interacting with all the athletes and supporting them here in Canada. It's great. So now, Max, we're going to be going to the women's team event. This is going to be a really exciting event. Obviously, we've got a lot of powerhouse nations in the ski jumping world here representing. Nina calling Slovenia as a favorite. As we discussed earlier, interestingly, Norway not having a medal yet on the ski jump or Nordic combined events this week. So they're going to be really trying to fight for the medals today. But, take us kind of through what you're thinking as we go into the competition as teams to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I had the opportunity of watching some jumping earlier this morning. The hill is in pristine shape today. It's the first time during this World Junior U23 Championship that we've seen a headwind on the ski jump. So we might see a few longer jumps today, a very competitive field, so I'm looking forward to that. Again, I agree with Nina. The Slovenians are the team to beat, but there's really no one to discount with the Japanese, the Germans, the Austrians, the Norwegians. It should be a great competition to watch.
Yeah, and one of the really special things is just what it takes to get a hill prepared, especially after a night of snow and rain like we had last night. And when we rolled up this morning in the dark, there were 15 volunteers out packing the hill and getting that in-run cleared off. It was really cool. And when you looked at Nina's interview, you saw the initials JH on the knoll of the hill today. And that's a good friend of ours, was a mentor and a coach, John Heilig, who is so integral and important in carrying these sports. Max, he coached you for a long time.
Yeah, it's great to see that tribute to John Heilig, or Hiker as we know him. We'll speak more on him later on.
Thanks, Max. Welcome to Whistler Olympic Park, our second to last day here at these exciting FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships. It's been an amazing 8 days of competition so far, and today we've got the women's normal hill team event. We're about to go into the first round, but it's been team event day. We've had relays on the cross-country side, the Nordic combined side, the men's jumping side, and now we're going to culminate with the women's ski jumping team event. I'm Billy DeMung, and I'm here with Max Thompson, Olympic Nordic combined athlete from Canada, who's also coached and worked on these hills over the years. Max, great to be here with you.
Yeah, Billy, how great is it to be back at the venue? You won the Olympics just back in 2010.
Oh, it's fantastic, and I mean, it's been an incredible week. It's been an incredible week to celebrate the return of this massive competition to the Whistler Olympic Park. It's a great venue, and it's awesome to welcome the world back. It speaks highly to the legacy here.
Yeah, and a little bit different weather than we've had this entire week. The air temperature's a little bit warmer. Snow temperature remains ice cold. A little bit more humid today. We saw some rain earlier on. We also have seen a shift in the wind. It's coming up the hill a little bit, so we'll probably see some longer jumps than we have over the past week of competition.
You know, Max, I mean, obviously with the shift in the weather, there's been a lot of changes to the cross-country wax approach, with structure. But on the ski jump, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. We deal with an ice track in ski jumping, which has changed the sport tremendously. It's incredibly fair for most of the athletes now. Also, the pace of ski jump competitions has gone up over the years, with athletes not waiting on the bar as long, so there's not debris getting in the track. So it should be incredibly fair as always.
And you can see there we're on a hill-size 104-meter hill. This hill is designed for safe jumps of about 104 meters. The jury today's job is to try to mitigate the speed in the in-run, the degree of difficulty, if you will. And as you said, with this ice track, there's not as many wax games going on. That track is one of the first refrigerated tracks in Olympic competition. And here's a look at the start list.
Yeah, well, we'll be kicking things off with Team Finland. One athlete from every nation competes, and then we repeat to the next nations. So second will be Team Poland, followed there by Team Italy, the Americans with Estella Hasrick coming in, Frida Berger representing Norway, Megan Wadsock representing Austria, the German on Hakel, the Japanese athlete Nagomi Nakayama, and then the Slovenian Aja Koznek will wrap up the first round of competition today.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting first round. 8 teams will move on to the second round. So one team, whoever finishes in 9th after our first, and as you said, there's 4 seeds, 9 teams. So there'll be 4 groups of 9 for round 1 here. You can see a 4-jumper there just giving a last jump on the hill to make sure it's safe and the track is clear and ready for the athletes.
Yeah, we're getting primed up here for what's going to be a great day. I'll look at the judges. From Canada is Kella Johansson, Thomas Gluchlik from out of Austria, Yutaki Minamura from Japan, Michael Schwartz out of Germany, and Sabin Korbas out of Romania. Very diverse group of judges today. And I believe this may be our first athlete getting in the bar.
Well, we'll see in a second here. It's a little bit foggy, as you can see, but it's great conditions for flying right now. No snow on the hill and not very much wind. You can see our jury right there with Renata as our FIS coordinator, and then Reed Zulke is our TD today. So I believe that was our final 4-jumper of the afternoon. It looks like that is the athlete from Finland now getting ready to go onto the start gate.
Yeah, that's Sofia Mattila out of Finland, traditionally a very strong ski jumping nation.
I have to say, hats off again to all the amazing volunteers that have helped prepare this hill and this venue overall for this incredible 10 days of the FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships.
You can't say enough about what that hill crew does. One of my old coaches, John Servold, is the main man, making sure that landing hill is perfectly safe for all the athletes. The crew works relentlessly, especially in the tough conditions here in the Callahan Valley. Lots of precipitation, lots of snow. So as you can see, they're raking the hill right now just to ensure it's safe for the jumpers to ski out their jumps.
And it looks like Team Japan's fan club is here. It's great to see the people that have traveled so far to cheer on their athletes. And a little shout out to the initials you see on the hill right there, JH, John Heilig, aka Hiker. He's a resident, or was a resident of Squamish. He was relentless in his support as a coach, as an official of international ski jumping and Nordic combined, and especially Canadian ski jumping and Nordic combined.
Absolutely. He was influential for many generations of ski jumping and Nordic combined athletes. He'd been around since the 70s, the heydays of the 80s there. Coached the Canadian team through the 90s and the mid-2000s, and then got heavily involved in the development of this venue for the 2010 Olympics.
Yeah. It's great to see the Hill crew paying homage to John Heilig. He was one of the greats. And a big thanks to his family who supported him in his endeavors to support our amazing sports. All right, and that brings us, we now see our first athlete from Finland, Sofia Mattila. She is awaiting there's a light system on this hill. She's got a red light right now. She will soon get a yellow light and be able to kickstart this incredible women's normal hill team event at these FIS Nordic Junior World Championships.
It's always tough wearing bib 1 there, Billy. There's usually a bit of a delay before a competition starts. You're out there a little bit longer than most athletes. You haven't quite gotten into a rhythm yet. So, yeah, always difficult wearing that bib number 1 to kick off an event.
Well, Finland's certainly hoping to finish on the podium today. They've had a really strong week on the ski jumping side, and I'm sure Sofia is extremely excited to kickstart this team event for her 4-woman squad. And it looks like she's stepping down. They're going to send another 4-jumper just to make sure. Again, with the elements, you can see just a bit of snow and rain falling. This 4-jumper ensuring that the track is free and clear, and most importantly, fair for our first competitors.
Yeah, and it also looked like they were doing some minor repairs on the landing hill. So, yeah, we just want to make sure it's a safe and fair competition for everyone.
Again, looking at that track, it's very notable. This is a refrigerated track. So in this case, the hill crew has produced artificial snow and they've packed it into the track, into the in-run, but it is refrigerated with a cooling system underneath the snow, which really helps push through warmer days like today, because it is +4 Celsius. That would normally have been very sticky in the past and created a situation where athletes weren't able to really push in the in-run, getting into a low crouch. Now they can, on this virtually frictionless in-run, have very expectable conditions no matter what the weather's doing.
Oh, it's absolutely changed the technique of the sport. Athletes don't have to be as conscious of having their weight as far back. They can sit really aggressively, really get on top of those jumps.
And thanks to our brave 4-jumpers. And honestly, to 4-jump at this level of competition, you have to be old enough to be in the competition. So a lot of these 4-jumpers are actually, we call veteran ski jumpers, Max, you know, people that we used to ski jump with. As our first competitor gets on the bar right now, this is Sofia Mattila from Finland. She's going to be setting the mark to be first in today's women's normal hill team event.
Sofia jumped to 40th place in the individual competition, and she's leading things off for Finland. So that is a good-looking jump for Mattila.
That is a good-looking jump to start things out. That'll give the competitors at the top a little confidence, you know, watching her have a good jump. 70 meters the distance.
Absolutely. It's always nice to see your teammate kick things off well.
You can see here on the replay, very quiet in the air and a nice telemark landing. It's a really, really good way to start the competition for Finland and for the rest of the competitors at the top, as they always do watch a few athletes just to make sure that their mind is focused and ready.
On to our second athlete today, representing Poland, Sarah Tanje.
I love this head-on view, Max. It really puts into perspective just how big this hill is.
Absolutely. I don't think that was quite as aggressive as she was hoping for. I think a little behind the mark that was set just previously by Sofia out of Finland.
60.5 meters, so you were correct. It's about 10 meters shorter than Sophia. Didn't quite, like you said, have the confidence off the end, and you could just see her hanging there, and she didn't quite get on top of her skis. So 43.7 points will put them into second right now.
Correct. And Billy, as you were saying earlier, with the air temperature being +3, +4, that track stays at -8, so it keeps things fantastic. On to our third athlete representing Italy is Martina Zaniter. Oh, that's a much better jump. That's definitely set the bar for today's competition.
Italy having a great week here at Whistler Olympic Park, especially yesterday with 2 gold medals in men's and women's Nordic combined. 75 meters for their ski jumping teammate Martina, and that is almost assuredly going to put her in the lead. We'll see that in a minute, but let's look at her jump here. You can see she had a good explosive takeoff. She was able to get on top of the air a little bit more and put in a nice telemark landing. The judges love that, and that does indeed put her into the lead.
Okay, now we're on to our first American of the day, Estella Hasrick.
Estella is a really, really professional young woman. She's been training very hard. And again, you know, these countries that we live in, Canada and America is being so big, she spent a lot of time training and living in Park City, Utah, and now Steamboat Springs, Colorado, even though she's from Wisconsin. It's awesome to see her here at the Junior World Championships.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of competition with the U.S. athletes. The programs down there have grown significantly since I was skiing. You seem to have a club in every state.
Well, 62 meters, a good jump for her, and that puts the U.S. team into third right now after 4 teams have gone. And next up, we have Frida Berger from Norway.
So Norway looking to do some damage on the ski jumps for the first time this week. Great looking jump.
All right, Norway definitely hurt us. They feel the pressure now. It's interesting, you know, Norway being a huge favorite in all Nordic disciplines, but you know, sometimes they are not the best. And so far this week on the ski jump and Nordic combined side of things, Norway has failed to medal. So huge motivation from the Norwegian women right now to try to get onto the medal table for this half of the venue.
All right, and through 5 teams, that puts Norway in second place, so still very much in contention to compete. Moving us on to one of the favorites, the Austrians. This is Megan Wadsack. A little bit late off the takeoff, but still getting some distance out of that jump.
A little bit late and a little bit up with the chest. I'll be interested to take a look at the replay. But first, let's see if we can get a distance. 68.5 meters, so about 4 meters behind the Norwegian. That may solidify Norway in second for now.
Yeah, with only 3 teams to go, and that's right in medal contention. So Austria takes over 4th place after that jump from Megan. And now we're on to our first German athlete, Anne Hackel.
And Germany also having a fantastic week on the ski jumping side of things.
So on skis for VSC Klingenthal, which is actually my old club.
Oh, that's a great looking jump. I believe that's going to be our longest jump so far in this first seed of the women's team event.
Yeah, the Germans definitely setting the bar with that 81.5 meter jump.
That's our longest ride so far, but it is a cumulative score. We're going to be building a composite score of judging and also a little bit of wind and gate compensation.
That jump just seemed to be a lot more poised and confident than the jumps we've seen so far.
And that is good enough for the lead right there.
Now moving on to one of the other favorites, the Japanese, led off by Nagomi Nakayama. She had some excellent training jumps earlier today. Let's see if she can carry that over to the competition.
Oh, that's a great looking jump.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the Germans' lead is short here. She looked like she had so much confidence off the takeoff there.
Billy, I like how we're hearing a lot more noise in the stadium today now that the cross-country races have ended. Oh, that's an 86-meter jump.
Oh, great jump for Nagomi. You can see in the replay here, her hands out to the side, but very quiet, just getting a little extra lift. Beautiful telemark landing. And good enough for the lead with 101 points right now. Team Japan leading over Germany and Italy.
And so the favorite, Slovenia, with Aja Kajnek. hoping to put Slovenia in a good position going forward. Well-timed takeoff.
Beautiful flight position. That's going to be very close to the Japanese jump from Nagomi.
I'm interested to see.
85.5 meters.
Yeah, an explosive takeoff there again, very confident. Nice flat skis, getting over top of one, telemark landing.
It was a great looking jump, and it's second place right now, less than a point, I believe, behind the Japanese team. So again, Slovenia right in the hunt there.
Yeah, we'll have a small break here after the first round where, as we know, Japan took first place with 100 points. The Slovenians very close behind, 0.4 points back. And then Germany still within striking distance of 9.6 points, which equates to about 4 or 5 meters on the ski jump.
Yeah, and it looks like Italy right there in fourth again, 22 points behind the Japanese and less than 15 points behind Germany. So a good fight going for the medals. Norway right now in fifth, 32 points behind.
Yeah, lots of jumping to go today. And the thing about a team event is one athlete can have a great jump or one athlete can have a poor jump and significantly change the standings.
Absolutely, and here's a look back at our top jump from the first round, Nagomi Nakayama from Japan. The longest jump of that first round. Great looking, beautiful, beautiful jump. Not much to say about that, honestly. Like, it's just a very solid jump. She had a great takeoff, beautiful flight, and a nice telemark landing. So Japan again, 0.4 points ahead of Team Slovenia. And here we go. We're moving into our second of 4 seeds in this first round of competition for the women's normal hill team event. So our next athlete here from Finland, this is going to be Anna-Maja Oinas. Right now, Finland currently in 6th place.
So, Bill, I saw the jury move the gate up. Is that just a result of us not seeing any extremely far jumps in the first round? They're still trying to find that sweet spot to get long jumps out?
You know, going back to the hill size, this is a hill size 104. And so the jury trying to push jumps down to like that 100-meter mark. They have to be cognizant of the wind conditions and also each individual athlete in these groups. It's easiest for them to move the bar between seeds. So once they start that first group of 9, really hard for them to justify stopping and moving the gate, giving the other athletes more or less speed.
Looks like Anna lost a little bit of control off the takeoff there. I saw with the arms moving, I think she exposed her chest a little too much and just lost that speed you need to carry it down the hill.
Yeah, 55 meters for her. Right now that puts them into second behind Team Japan. So Finland in second place with 2 athletes, Japan only having 1 so far. And our next athlete right now.
Yeah, we're looking at the Polish athlete Victoria Pribila. It's a 62.5 meter jump for Victoria. Now keep in mind a lot of these distances are relative to the athletes competing in your round as the conditions are changing. So any jump can remain competitive depending on what occurs in your given round.
So folks, as we look at these scores coming in, you'll notice on the final score graphic, and here's our next athlete, from Italy, Anna Sinoner. She's had a great week here on the ski jump. But going back to that graphic, when it pops up again, you'll notice judging scores, distance scores, and also wind gate. So right now these athletes are getting plus points. So this
and that's by far our best jump of the second round there by Anna.
Absolutely. But just paying attention to the green or the red, that's points that are being added or subtracted for the speed and the wind, just making this a little bit more fair with the changing conditions. It's an outdoor sport. But that was a beautiful jump, nice telemark landing. That's our 75.5 meters. So that puts Italy into the lead with 156.5 points.
Now we're on to Adeline Swanson out of the St. Paul Ski Club in Minnesota.
This is another athlete who's spent a tremendous amount of time on the road competing and training in Park City, Utah and Steamboat Springs. That's a good-looking jump for Adelaide. Very solid. She pushed down. She kept her chest low. Didn't quite have the distance.
I really like her in-run position. I just feel like she goes at it a little too quick. If she could create a bit more downward force on that takeoff, she'd be flying out there.
I agree. 68 meters for Adeline, but beautiful flight position.
Just a
nice
smooth
telemark
jump.
landing. Good smooth jump for the American. That puts them into second right now, 103.8 total points.
That's great for the Americans. And now that team we've been talking about all morning, the Norwegians, Ingvild Midtskogen.
So Ingvild also competing in Nordic Combined. She won the jumping yesterday and showing why. That's a great looking jump for Ingvild. That's gonna definitely put Norway up the results. 83.5 meters, our longest jump of this second seed. Norway definitely wants to fight for medals today. You can see Ingvild, beautiful takeoff, really explosive, and a nice, like, tight, locked up flight position into a beautiful telemark landing.
Yeah, that moves Norway into first place with 160.7 points, and that's so impressive to see an athlete who can do a Nordic combined race one day and to compete in a ski jumping competition the next.
Absolutely. And here's our next athlete from Team Austria. This is going to be Clara Mentel. She comes from, yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah, she skis out of V-Lock, which we're both pretty familiar with.
Absolutely. Good looking jump for her. Not quite the distance of the Norwegian skier, so this is going to open up the opportunity for Norway to climb up the results a little bit in the second seed.
A lot of times when athletes miss the takeoff by a little bit, it's really hard to get on top of your skis in the second part of the flight. So a little bit of a timing issue, and it led to her never really being able to lean on her skis and create much lift.
Definitely see she was a little bit late, and you can see her skis come up a little bit high, therefore not quite carrying her speed over the knoll. 66.5 meters, good enough for third right now for Team Austria, just behind Norway and Italy. So this is definitely shaping up.
The German, Leah Bohm, out of VSC Klingenthal. Fantastic facilities in Klingenthal, Germany.
And that's a good looking jump right there. Close to that 85 meter mark.
Yeah, that's a good looking ride for the young German.
Germany was in third, I believe, after the first round, or the first seed. Actually, let me not speak about that. Let's just take a look at this jump. That's a beautiful jump, really nice flight position. She carried it down the hill well with a nice telemark landing. That should score well with the judges. And it is good enough for first place right now at 177.9 points.
Yeah, and with only 2 teams to go, that puts Germany in a podium position. And the leaders after round 1, the Japanese. This is Yusuke Sato.
Ooh, she was a little bit late and behind, but
she
still
still
carried it. That shows what confidence can do. And also, it is a team event. Japan historically very strong in ski jumping team events. 82 meters. Let's see. It's going to be close. You can see on the replay, you see how her chest is a little bit up. She's a little bit behind, but she didn't close it down, and therefore she was able to carry it well down the hill.
Absolutely, and proud to point to the Japanese flag on her cheek. I love seeing this in team events. I like seeing everyone get pumped up.
Absolutely, and good enough to take the lead from Germany right now. Japan leading with 186 points, and our last athlete in the second seed from Slovenia right now. This is Nika Vetrig.
Oh, she got some power off that takeoff. Oh. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that how much power is required to accelerate off a ski jump. It's not just a smooth aerodynamic move. There's a lot of force with the legs happening there. That's an 87-meter ride, which I think is going to put the Slovenians in pretty darn good shape.
Oh, beautiful jump right there. All right, 195.8 points. That propels Slovenia to the top of the results after 2 of 4 jumpers in the first round.
Yeah, that was an exciting round. There's still going to be some pretty close action at the top here with Slovenia taking over the lead, but Japan just 0.91 points behind. Germany still very close, 18 points back. Norway looking for that medal, and then they're right on the edge there. They'll need a strong jump from the next 2 athletes, but it'd be great to see Norway on the podium.
Well, Ingvild definitely helping them out. They've climbed from 5th to 4th now and basically maintained their gap to the leaders of about 35 points.
Yes, let's look at the Slovenia at Nika's jump again. You see a lot of similarities in the way all the Slovenians fly.
Yeah, skis out to the side, but more of an H, flat skis, arms out a little bit, just trying to catch every bit of wind. The Slovenians definitely known for a focus on flying. All right, and next up, our first athlete in the 3rd seed from Finland, Anna Kerkko. Finland currently in 8th place after 2 jumpers. And now the third jumper out of 4 for Team Finland.
Anna, very young, born in 2007, has a long career ahead of her in ski jumping.
Came a little high with the chest, and also, I believe, a little bit late. I'll have to take a look at that replay, but this is a young team. Finland has been rebuilding a bit on the ski jumping Nordic combined side, starting to have some success at the World Cup on the senior level. 58.5 meters for Anna.
Yeah, no, ski jumping having some of the greatest ski jump athletes of all time, Finland. Going back to Matti Nikkanen, Jani Ahonen, Veli-Matti Lidström, long line of great ski jumpers out of that country.
All right, next up from Team Poland, we have Natalie Slovic. Poland, a very strong ski jumping nation on the men's side, but developing in Nordic combined and in women's jumping. So it's great to see them fielding a full team here at Whistler Olympic Park. Looks like she's got the green light, so let's see what she can do.
Aggressive in run here.
It's a better jump for Team Poland.
Beautiful telemark landing. Gotta say, I love the style with the gloves and the skis. Good looking outfit.
69 meters. 69 meters for Natalie. So when we talk about chest coming up, you can see right off the end, you can see a lot of her bib. And honestly, from that front on angle, that's what you're looking for. If you're looking from the side, it's a little bit more of like her chest is above her hips. But it's not creating an efficient transition from the crouch to the flying position. And next up from Italy, Annika Seif.
Smooth looking jump. That's going to be all right.
So Annika, another crossover athlete. She won gold yesterday for Italy in the Nordic combined women's individual Gunderson event. So great to see her over here participating in ski jumping and also helping her Italian team in their quest for a medal on the jumps today.
Yeah. What a great week on the ski jumps and the cross country track for the Italian athletes. So she's still celebrating that gold medal and competing with the special jumpers, which is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, less speed in the end run is hard, and having done it, here comes another United States of America athlete, Sandra Sprock. It was a good solid jump for her. A little bit up with the chest like we talked about. You could see from the side angle, she just came up just a little bit, but it was a very nice flight position. She locked everything up. She took it down the hill to 69 meters. It's a good solid jump from what we've seen from her this week.
Oh, absolutely. It's impressive. It's impressive to see the number of young U.S. ski jumping athletes as well.
Finishes it off with a nice landing. I love the face paint. All right, that's good enough for 5th right now.
And on to the country we've been talking about, the Norwegians, Kirsti Grasli.
It was a pretty low line for the German, but she managed to carry some speed down the hill.
No, she did. That actually went a little bit further than I thought it would right off the takeoff, but 74.5 meters should keep the Norwegians in contention.
Well, that time you could not read her bib off the takeoff, so keeping a very low chest, a very direct line. She carried a little bit more speed, 74.5 meters for the Norwegian. That puts them into the lead right now with just a few teams left to go.
Yeah, this is Elise Dubler out of Austria.
Look how compact her in run is.
Yeah, her hands are a little bit different than most athletes we've seen. We can talk about that in a minute, but just a smooth jump, a smooth landing should bode well with the judges. Probably not the distance she was hoping for to keep the team competing, that 66 meters.
You can see here in the air, her skis pretty close together. It's definitely a style that you're seeing more popular as our understanding of the aerodynamics has changed, just trying to keep those skis flat.
And now on to the Germans. This is Anna Fey Scharfenberg. Germans with a very strong team here today.
Very low in run. big pop off the end. She was patient in the air too. I think if she'd closed that down, she would have lost some distance, but she doesn't seem happy with it, but I think that was a good enough jump to keep Germany in the contention for the medals. 80.5 meters, one of the better jumps we've seen in this third seed.
If you force your upper body towards the ground too soon, you typically have a short jump. So she was very poised in that flight position, let the air do the work for her, and she got pretty much every meter she could out of that jump.
80.5 meters and good enough to take the lead for Team Germany. 258.1 points.
Okay, now currently sitting in second place, the Japanese team. This is Karumi Ichinohi.
Big pop off the end, big V, beautiful flight.
Wow, what a jump. That's the gold standard for the second round for sure. Really getting down that hill. She is ecstatic about this jump. Sounds like she has a big Japanese team cheering her on, and that was 88 meters.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Again, look how far out her skis go, but she manages to kind of keep control of them, get them under her, do the work, and then put in a beautiful telemark landing to finish it off.
Yeah,
88 meters, good enough to take the lead, 284.4 points. So that's a big lead right now Team Japan has. And our last athlete in this third seed, Taya Bodaj from Slovenia. Oh, very aggressive, beautiful flight position.
A little late though, Billy.
I think she was late and she closed it down a little quickly. And when I say that, she just kind of pushed onto her skis, killing some of that effect from the takeoff.
That's a 74-meter jump. Billy, just explain to me how tough it is to nail the timing when you're going down this ramp at, roughly 90 kilometers an hour.
Well, all you have to do is go into your living room and just crouch down and then try to jump into a full laid out position in a quarter of a second. And then now time that at 60 miles an hour.
No, fair enough. So yeah, when we say we see a lot of athletes later early, that is a common challenge in ski jumping and kind of what differentiates some of the top.
And it has a massive effect on how much speed you're able to carry onto the hill. All right, a look at our standings after 3 of 4 jumpers for each team. In the lead right now, Team Japan, 284.4 points. Slovenia, 14 points behind in second. And Germany in third, 26 points behind the Japanese.
Yeah, this is Karuni Ichoi with that massive jump for Japan, going 88 meters that really propelled the Japanese team into first place after 3 of 4 competitors. Again, love to see that big smile. She's thrilled. It's always nice when you can lift up your teammates and really throw down a jump. It's contagious for sure in these team events as well.
And now it looks like we're going up another gate. We're going to be starting out at gate number 24. So you can see on their screen, it's going to add 3.5 points to every athlete in this fourth seed's cumulative score. So again, when we look at the scores flash up, you'll see that green banner, points added. That will be a composite of the gates that they're starting higher than the other seeds, but also of the win that they're receiving.
Yeah, so this is Minja Korhonen out of Finland. So, Billy, typically in the final round of a team event, you're seeing the strongest competitors for each nation. So would it be safe to say we'll probably see some of the longer jumps in this round?
I think so. This is essentially the anchor leg in the ski jumping team event. And right off the gate, that was a good-looking jump there.
Something went wrong in the air there.
I'm not sure. I expected to see more out of it. You heard me. She had a nice-looking takeoff. 61.5 meters, definitely not the distance I expected after seeing her make a nice transition to the air. Right here you see, it just looks like she didn't quite get the effect.
And so many little things can go wrong in a ski jump. It's such a precise motion that you're trying to hit at a high speed. So
I like her attitude though. Big smiles from our Finnish athlete. All right, and next up for Poland, we've got Pola Beltkowski. Beltowska from Poland. Right now, Poland coming into the final seed in 9th, so trying to fight for a position in the top 8 to move on to the next round. She's got the green light. Decent looking jump, a little bit of a hitch, but quite a bit of distance.
Yeah, actually a touch early on the takeoff there. Not too bad, but still a nice looking ride for the young Polish athlete. That'll be 66.5 meters. That'll be a close fight between 8th and 9th place just to see who makes that second and final round.
Well, and next up right now, we're going to have our Italian athlete, Noelia Vorish. Italy, kind of a dark horse for a medal in today's event, currently was 5th after 3 athletes.
Yeah, they've been impressive all week with their results on the Nordic combined events. They have some of those Nordic combined athletes actually competing with them in the ski jumping competition. So let's see if the Italians can pull another one out of the bag here.
And you can see now she's moving on to the bar. It's a long ways down that in run, folks. This sport is all about courage and commitment. And here we go. Noelia Voric from Italy.
A little bit behind off the takeoff, but still carried that pretty well down the hill.
Yeah, we've been seeing this on this hill all week, Max. Athletes that don't take a super direct line, as long as they're patient and they don't push onto their skis, are able to carry some speed. So 71 meters for the Italian.
No, you're definitely right with that, Billy. You have to be aggressive off the takeoff, and then you have to show a little bit of patience to really carry that speed.
You can look at the replay. She was a little bit high. You can really read her bib number there. But she continues to keep that chest a little bit high and carries the speed. Doesn't lose it by pushing on it too hard. 71 meters, good enough to take the lead right now. So Italy secures their spot in the second round of competition. And here comes Josie Johnson from the United States of America. Josie is 16 years old. She also races mountain bikes, and she is a very determined and confident ski jumper.
Skiing out of the Park City Nordic Ski Club. That's a great jump for the young American.
She finished top 20 in the individual. She's definitely anchoring this team here at Whistler Olympic Park this week. 77 meters, our longest jump from the American team. And a success for them is going to be competing in the second round. And I think that jump is going to secure that position for them.
Well, that's the longest jump of this round, and they're already in a position to advance. So it's looking pretty good for the Americans.
Awesome telemark landing from Josie. I love the face paint. 77 meters, USA in 5th now. That does take into consideration the other teams who have had 3 jumpers. So USA solidly in contention now to move on to the second round. Not in contention, they are secured a spot in the second round. And our next athlete now, this is going to be Nora Midtsundstad from Norway.
An aggressive Norwegian in-run position. A little bit snappy on the takeoff, but she got a lot of power into that. She really
did, and she took it way down the hill. That's going to be our longest jump in this 4th seed right now. Norway still clinging to medal hopes.
85.5 meters.
They were 4th after the 3rd seed. Right now, we're going to get a look at how this positions them. But here, watching the replay, you're right. She's very aggressive. She really exploded up and quickly shut it down. Nice looking flight position, good telemark landing. All right, 85.5, our longest jump puts Norway now into 1st place with just a few competitors left at the top of the hill.
Yeah, now we're on to the Austrian Julia Mühlbacher. Had an excellent result in the individual competition.
Yeah, Julia was our bronze medalist from the women's individual competition. Big power. Really pretty quiet flight position. Another long jump over 85 meters.
These girls competing late in the competition are really throwing them down today. This is impressive.
86.5 meters. That's our longest jump of this final group of 9 athletes.
What a smooth looking flight, just totally composed, in control. And those landings can be tricky. She's still got a telemark by the view of the judges, even though her legs split a little bit.
Absolutely, and I mean, it is greasy out there. The snow is very wet. The outrun not being refrigerated, so her skis going where they want to go a little bit. As our next athlete from Germany, Michelle Goebel, on the bar right now. She's got the green light.
Skiing out of SG Villingen.
It was a good-looking jump, beautiful flight position.
Oh, smooth landing.
She looked like a jet there. She was really on top of her skis. I'm excited for the replay. Here we go, 86 meters.
And these last three girls, 85.5, 86.5, 86, this is a tight competition.
See how far over her skis she was. Beautiful telemark landing. And good enough to put Germany into the lead now with just 2 teams left.
And our next athlete, who was second place in the individual ladies competition out of Slovenia, Nika Previc. Really wanted that gold medal in the individual, so this is her last crack at it in a very, oh, sorry, this is our Japanese athlete.
Yeah, this is Ringo Miyajima. She's skiing from Matsumoto University. She's one of our oldest athletes in the field. This is her last year of eligibility at 19 for the Junior World Ski Championships. Big jump though. Nice looking flight position. Another jump down close to 85 meters, not quite as long, so this will potentially tighten up.
And as we recall, her teammate Kurumi Ichoni in the last round had a fantastic jump.
82.5 meters, so not quite as long as the jumps we just saw from Team Norway, Germany, and Austria. That will tighten up the fight for medals a little bit.
Absolutely, I'm excited to see the full results after this round.
Good solid jump, she's happy. I love the attitude of the Japanese team. They're really, really excited to compete as a team here in what's normally an individual sport. So good enough to keep Japan in the lead right now as our last athlete, our silver medalist from the other night's individual competition, Nika Previc, is on the gate and ready to take one down the hill for Team Slovenia.
Great looking takeoff for the young Slovenian, and wow, she's right down there with the final 4 competitors right now. This is going to be shaping up to be a terrific final round of competition.
84.5 meters again, so tightening up this front of this field. A great jump, I think good enough to keep Slovenia in the lead right now. It's going to be very close with them and Team Japan. Beautiful flight though. You can see how on top of her skis she is. All right, and there you go. Oh, Slovenia in second place right now. 373 points. It's very, very close. Oh, that was a really good round there, Max. We've got a lot of teams in the hunt for medals right now. We're going to take a look at those standings in just a minute. Oh, here we go. Team Japan right now, 378.3 points. Slovenia just 5 points behind. Germany, 21 points behind. Norway at 43 points, so just 18 points behind Team Germany in the fight for the bronze medal. Now Italy at 89 points behind with Austria at 99 points. A little bit odd to see that. I expected Austria and Italy both to be a little bit closer to the fight, but as we talked about, team events bring out some interesting results, and we've seen both of those teams with at least one athlete who didn't seem to execute quite as well as they had earlier this week. I think for me as an American, it's great to see the United States of America there in 7th. They're able to go on to the second round. That's a good day for them as a team. Team Poland in 8th and Team Finland in 9th.
Absolutely, that was a thrilling round of competition, and it's really set the stage for 4 teams definitely competing for the podium and a potential 5th sneaking their way on. You never know what's going to happen in a round of ski jumping.
And we've talked about the volunteers, but now you see right at the end of the takeoff, one of our volunteers getting ready to go ski pack the hill. Just think, they've got about 20 minutes total, and they're going to go out there and go one foot after another all the way down this HS 104, making sure this is absolutely perfect for these athletes.
Yeah, Billy, I can't explain how exhausting that is, especially when you've been doing it for 10 days straight. They've kept this hill in immaculate shape, especially given some of the wet, heavy snow, a little bit of the rain. It's a tireless job. It never ends. You're up here, 5 in the morning. You're here till 10 o'clock at night. So this crew has done a fantastic job of keeping this hill absolutely pristine.
Yep, and then look at that marker right now. Momentarily, he's going to be at the bottom. All right, and I think we're going to take a look right now at some of the top jumps from today. Right now, currently in 3rd place.
That was the German, Michelle Goebel.
Yep, beautiful looking jump. Very quiet in the air.
That propelled the Germans into 3rd place with an 86-meter jump. Next is our Slovenia athlete, Nika Previc, whose 84.5-meter jump kept the Slovenians in the top 3 and it currently into 2nd place.
And they're in the hunt for the gold medal, just 5 points, 4.9 points behind Team Japan. And here is the last Japanese athlete. This is Ringo Miyajima. And this jump.
Yeah, so this was actually the top Japanese athlete, Nagomi Nakayama, whose 84.5-meter jump really set the stage for her teammates to lay down competitive jumps and put them in contention for a medal. That's one nice thing. If you can get a balanced effort from every athlete on your team, you're definitely in good shape. So all 3 Japanese athletes having great jumps. Sorry, all 4 Japanese athletes having great jumps.
Yep, and currently in the lead, but a narrow lead, only 4.9 points. So this is going to really come down to this second round here. No clear favorite there between Slovenia and Japan. And then a fight happening right now between Germany, just 22 points behind Team Japan, with Norway 18 points behind them. So a lot of jumping still to come. Our final round will start at 3:57 local time here, so about 10 minutes away from the start of that final round. So Max, I mean, this has been an incredible FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships. We've had some amazing races on the cross-country side, and then the ski jumping events have been spectacular. And of course, you and I are both Nordic combined skiers. We've had some incredible Nordic combined races this week. And what's been, again, really awesome to see is some new nations for Nordic combined taking the top step on the podium yesterday, with Italy winning both the men's and women's Nordic combined races.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a ton of fun watching that and seeing these
Yeah, we've got some highlights from yesterday's individual races while we wait to reset for this women's final round of the team event.
Yeah, so this was a great competition. This was the Nordic combined mixed team event.
No, this is sorry, Max. This is yesterday's individual women's Gunderson event. You can see right now on your screen. It was a completely different day. Tons of snow falling yesterday. This is Germany's Mühlbacher. She absolutely just crushed the cross-country course to take 2nd place yesterday. She closed down quite a huge gap. And here's a look at the start. And our eventual champion, this is Annika Seif of Italy, who's also competing in our women's team event right now for Italy in ski jumping. But she just put on a clinic. She went hard out of the gate and led the entire race after passing Ingvild from Norway. And here's a look at her coming across the line.
Yeah, and behind her was bib number 4, the German Natalie Armbruster, who had just a phenomenal race as well.
All right. This was an amazing, amazing race and a great day for this young sport. These are pioneers in women's Nordic combined. These women have been doing this their entire lives. And now we're going to take a look at the jumps right now.
We're looking at the men's Gunderson race, also occurred from yesterday. So this was with the American Malasinski taking a dominant lead after the ski jumping and really skiing that race by himself for about 8.5 kilometers, trying to hang on to the lead.
Yeah. So obviously these athletes are masters of both. They jumped in the morning, Nicholas, with a huge jump, putting him in first place. And although he only had a 17-second lead, he decided to go it alone despite the intense falling snow. You can see right up until about 9 kilometers, Malasinski built on his lead, held the lead, but at the end of the race, we had Tristan Sommerfeld of Germany just overpowering a minute deficit at the start. Jacoba from Bartolas from Italy managing to hang on to Tristan as he powered past the American at the end. And then you can see at the finish line, the Italian finding one last gear and able to overcome the German to take a 2nd gold medal for Italy and Nordic combined for the day. And then Tristan Sommerfeld with the silver and Paul Walschoffer from Austria taking the bronze.
This was a phenomenal race to watch. Couldn't have had more fun. There was a giant chase pack from about 1 minute behind that they caught up, and it made for an amazing finish.
All right, and here we are back right now. You can see the snow gone, but it did leave quite a bit. And as we've talked about, our volunteers showing up before dawn this morning to make sure this hill was beautifully prepared for these athletes in the women's team. Right now, we're going to be able to go down to our jump stadium to the equipment control. It's a big piece of ski jumping, and get a look behind the scenes with our race director, our equipment controller for women's ski jumping, Renata, who's going to show us a little bit more behind the scenes with our own Nathaniel Ma at what goes in to ensuring fairness at these competitions.
So Renata, we have a ton of weird equipment here. There's so much stuff between what you carry and also a ton more in this cabin here. What is this type of stuff and why is it so important in ski jumping to have?
Basically, it's everything fine because we are doing this mainly for the safety issue, and second one for the fairness. Mainly it's for the fairness and also for the safety. On a body measurement, we can check the shoe size and all the equipment, the permeability, which also is about the suit. Everything can be everything can be checked. And for example, you have this kind of looking like a gun, but it is special equipment just to check the size of the shoes. Also here we have the shablon for the wedges, also they could between the shoes and the leg. There is a lot of equipment which is really combined together to have a really, for most of them, nice jump, but also we need to control this because it's really mainly for the safety issue and fairness for us.
And for the athletes who are constantly having to make sure their equipment is legal and will pass, what are some of the things that they need to do to make sure that they're not going to have any problems with the equipment and face a disqualification?
For sure, we are here for them as well. They can always come to us and check the equipment if they want, if they have a will. For example, the permeability, if the suit is giving less air to this 1 centimeter per square meter, they can fly much higher and much longer, and that's why we need to control this. Everything is based on rules which we have of the specification of the equipment, but also by the body measurements which they have.
A lot of people might not know. I mean, they're also checking equipment at the top of the hill before the jumpers go, and then you check them down here as well. So there's a ton of people looking at the equipment to make sure that is, like you said, fair and safe for all of the athletes. Perfect. Okay, well, one more round to go, and we'll back to you in the booth there.
All right, well, that was great. Thanks, Nathaniel. Great to hear from Renata. A lot of information for our viewers. Just to simplify a little bit, obviously we're controlling every piece of equipment the athletes jump with because they are essentially human-powered aircraft, and slight differences in the suit or the skis or the boots make big differences. So she talked about the size of the boots. She talked about the wedges, which are essentially inserts that the athletes put behind their boots. They're very customized to help the athletes maximize their ability to jump forward out over the hill and still get their skis pushed up to them. So it basically makes their jumpsuits thicker or thinner, depending on the athlete's preferences. And like Nathaniel mentioned at the end there, you can see there's a little kind of box on the top right of the in-run. That's where the athletes get an initial check, checking the crotch height, as you can imagine from watching squirrel suits. Any additional material making a big difference in the flight, so they get checked at the top. If they pass the top, they proceed to the start, but they can't touch their equipment anymore. And then if there's any question or just randomly, they are pulled out at the bottom just to make sure that everything adheres to a huge book full of rules. So it's a lot of extra responsibility on the athletes and coaches. In fact, during our tenure, Max, we started traveling with sewing machines.
Oh, absolutely. Sewing machines, multiple suits, different lengths of skis depending on what you weighed that day. There's so many factors to make this sport fair and competitive. And Renata was right there too. Not only are they controlling the equipment, they're always allowing the athletes to go test their equipment. So you're not really having to guess. You do have every opportunity to ensure your suit has the proper permeability. It's not too big for your body. You're not using illegal wedges, or as I always like to call them, jets, and your ski length lines up with your BMI or your body mass index.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll look now down the refrigerated ice track here at Whistler Olympic Park. Again, great to have it on a day like today when it's approaching plus 5C. Could be very sticky and therefore dangerous for these athletes. But that refrigerated ice track really just lets the rain, just immediately become ice. And then additionally, they've got blowers, leaf blowers up there in case it does start to snow very hard. They can clean the track between each jumper, making sure that it's fair and safe for every athlete.
Yeah, that's changed a lot over the years. I remember my first time competing at the FIS World Junior Ski Championships in Sollefteå, Sweden. It was a very rainy day, which I wasn't used to training and competing in Calgary, Alberta. I went straight on my face going down the ramp.
Well, look now at our starting order for the final round of jumping in this exciting women's normal hill team event at the FIS Nordic Junior World Ski Championships. We'll be starting with Team Poland, followed by Team Italy, then the United States of America, followed by Norway. It's going to be, it's great to see the United States there as well. And then our last 4 teams, Team Austria, Germany, Japan, and then finally Team Slovenia. So essentially just pulling out the one team and cutting down to just the top 8. So Team Poland now is done for the day.
One thing I definitely noticed with that first round with the Japanese team is they just had 4 incredibly consistent jumps. And they stayed competitive the entire time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second round. There were a few athletes I know are capable of going a little bit further. So we shall see what comes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the jury obviously being a little bit conservative, wanting to make sure that we don't have anybody go too far, potentially hurting themselves. But, they're going to be trying to push the jumps down closer to the 100-meter mark, no doubt. You can see right now one of our 4 jumpers checking the track, making sure it's clear. Our volunteers have packed the in-run or the outrun. They're going to ski down that, just make sure there's no big bumps or anything. As we prepare for our final round of competition here at Whistler Olympic Park.
Yeah, and we will be kicking things off.
Yeah, our first athlete right now. Well, yeah, our first athlete right now from Poland is going to be Sara Tajner. Although right now we've got one more 4 jumper. Again, Max, just to look back at the standings, Team Japan leading after the first round of competition, but narrowly just a few points ahead of Team Slovenia, with Germany a little 21 points behind in 3rd place. Norway trailing by about 18 points behind Team Germany. So this is going to be a really exciting final round and a fight for the gold medal for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to the conclusion of the second round of competition.
All right, you can look now. We're up to start gate 27. I think we started the first round from gate 23. So the jury trying to give the athletes every advantage to get down the hill in a safe manner right now. And that is our first athlete now from Poland. This is going to be Sara Tajner. Climbing on the bar. She's from Szczyrk, Poland, a place that you and I have both been. Looks like right now we've just got a little bit of snow coming down. Not a big issue for these athletes on this beautiful ice track. Very low in-run position. Big pop off the end, but a little bit high with the chest.
I think that's an improvement over her first round jump of 58.5 meters. So always looking to get better as the day goes on.
Yeah, 65 meters. So you're right, a 7-meter improvement for Sarah.
Yeah, she should be happy with her performance, Sarah. 2006 birth year, plenty more years at the World Junior Championships.
Absolutely. And that 87.1 points she will add to Poland's score right now.
Yeah, now we're on to the Italian, Martina Zanitster. Martina had a 71-meter ride in her first competition. Sorry, 75 meters.
And she's got the green light.
Oh, better looking jump.
Good looking jump.
Yeah, we're going to see some distance this round, I think, Billy.
You can see a couple extra gates. So again, these athletes in the first seed are going to be up about 4 gates from where we started today. So
that's 78.5 meters again. Yeah, that's 7.5 meters further than round 1. So,
and that like 1.5 to 2 kilometers of speed that you pick up by going up 4 gates, if that much, it does play a big role in what these athletes are able to do. It gives them a little bit more speed to play with on the takeoff and carry out over the knoll. Good looking jump for her.
That puts the Italians into 3rd place, actually. We're looking at our top team in Japan and Slovenia with pretty significant leads right now. So
next up, it looks like we have Estella Hasrick for the United States of America. Stella had a good, solid first round jump. This young athlete training at the Steamboat Springs Wintersports Club right now. Big pop off the end. This looks like a better jump for Estella, too.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing a lot of improvement in round 2 here. The athletes are used to the hill today, used to the conditions.
67 meters for Estella Hasrick. That was a 6-meter improvement over her first round.
Oh, great to see the athletes improving every jump.
Nice stable air flight and a beautiful telemark landing again.
That moves the Americans in the 6th spot overall with that 67-meter jump. And now we're on to the Norwegians. This is Frida Berger. Frida had a 72-meter ride in her first jump. Waiting on that green light, and she gets it.
You can see in the top of your screen to beat 61 meters. So that's a calculation based on the current wind conditions, and that's definitely going to do it. She had a beautiful flight position.
That's a much improved jump. It almost looks like she got a little bit behind and kind of salvaged the jump in the second part there.
She didn't rush it, though. 78.5 meters, a big improvement for the Norwegian. Frida, you can see here, really nice symmetrical flight position, good telemark landing, big improvement over her first jump. 72 meters in the first round, 78.5 in the second round. That puts Team Norway into the lead currently with 408 points.
Fantastic, and now we're on to our first Austrian athlete of the second round, Megan Wadsack.
Megan's first round jump, 68.5 meters. We've been seeing improvements consistently from all the athletes in this first seed.
Yeah, that's a better jump.
Definitely a better jump. Carries it much further down the hill.
The young Austrian should be happy with that performance today.
It's got to feel good to have a little more speed and get down that hill. 71.5 meters. You can see Megan very quiet in the air, really focused on that landing. Potentially actually started the landing process a little bit earlier, costing her a couple meters. Not quite the improvements we've been seeing from some of the other teams, but still 3 meters bigger, longer than her first jump.
And now representing VSC Klingenthal out of Germany, this is Ann Hakel, who went 81.5 meters in the first round of competition, who had the second longest jump out of her round of 8 athletes. Oh, aggressive jump. Oh, and the Germans should be happy with that one.
Definitely. 81.5 in the first round. You could definitely see her very eager to get on her skis.
Yeah, that's 83.5.
Let's take a look at the replay. You can see her come up and then immediately close her chest down. You can see how flat she is relative to the hill. Maybe pushed on it just a little bit hard, but still a great jump. That puts Team Germany into the lead right now with 445 points.
And only 2 teams to go, so it keeps Germany in a podium position.
And here comes Nagomi Nakayama from Japan. Nagomi set the stage for Team Japan in the first round with a big jump of 86 meters, our longest jump in this first seed.
Actually the 3rd longest jump in the entire field. So she can keep the momentum going for Team Japan.
Oh, nice smooth takeoff, beautiful flight. Oh, that's our longest jump of the day so far, I think. We'll get that to you in a second. But another clutch jump for Nagomi. 92 meters.
Wow.
Look at the replay. Her hands just catching the air right now. Beautiful, beautiful flight position. Nice telemark landing. That's going to score really well. 484 points for Team Japan after 5 jumps of 8.
That is our longest jump of the day. And Nagani, she was 11th place in the individual event 2 days ago. So,
all right, now Ada Koznek of Slovenia, they were just 4.9 points behind Team Japan after the first round. Big jump, nice flight position. Oh, that's a huge jump. This is going to be a battle for the top spot here in the women's normal hill team event.
94.5 meters.
94.5, our longest jump of the day so far. You can just see how quiet she is in the air, symmetrical, and her skis are very flat, her hands out, catching every meter that she can out of that flight position. Nice telemark landing.
Keeps Slovenia into second place in a very tight competition with the Japanese.
482 points. So now Japan's lead, if I remember correctly, just 2 points instead of the 4.9 that they started this round with.
1.2 points.
1.2 points. I should wait for this and not guess. All right, Japan leads right now, 484 points after 5 jumpers. Slovenia trailing by just 1.2 points. Germany now 38.8 points behind Team Japan, and Norway 75.2 points behind. So now it looks like this is really turning into a wrestling match between Team Japan and Team Slovenia. You can see now this is a look at Japan's Nagomi Nakayama. She had the longest jump of the day when she landed at 92 meters. Beautiful telemark landing, setting the stage for another great round for her team. And here we're moving on to bib number 2-2. So team 2, the second jumper for Poland in this final round, Victoria Rybsla. Good solid jump. That was a big improvement, I believe, over her first round. She looks very stoic. 74.5 meters for Victoria. Let's take a look at the replay. See, she had a very nice kind of, we've seen this from a lot of the Polish athletes this week. Their skis don't go out into that V position, but we used to think that the really wide Vs were much more efficient, but we found in wind tunnels as a sport that not necessarily. So a good jump for Victoria from Poland.
And here's our Italian Anna Senanor with a 75.5 meter ride in the first round.
It's a good looking jump.
Nice good push from the legs there. A little bit open.
Definitely an improvement over the first round.
100%.
78.5 meters. Anna just really quiet in the air. Opened up a little bit early, but nice telemark landing. 3 meter improvement over her first jump.
It puts the Italians into fourth place. As we move on to our Americans, this is Adeline Swanson out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah, Adelaide has been traveling the world and also training out of Steamboat in Park City quite often. She is from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Great looking jump.
That's a much better looking jump for Adelaide.
Great off the takeoff. Again, a little too aggressive over the knoll there, but so close to elite jumping.
Yeah, Adeline, 73.5 meters. She got a nice pop off the end. She must have heard us from the last round. You can see she's just really direct, but then keeps her chest open, gets into a nice flight position. Good looking jump for Adeline.
And now, Billy, we move on to a very important jump from the Nordic combined athlete, Ingvild Midtskogen. if Norway would like to stay in contention, they'll need solid jumps from their final 3 athletes.
Yeah, Ingvild winning the jumping yesterday in the women's Nordic combined, now supporting her ski jumping team. She had a great first round jump.
Again, ski jumping and Nordic combined being different sports, so a slightly different body type. So to see a Nordic combined skier competing in the special jumping event is very impressive. And that is just the jump they needed from the young Norwegian.
Well, she shows why she was able to win the jumping yesterday with another phenomenal jump. And as you said, Max, typically the difference between Nordic combined and ski jumping, there's less speed in the end run. The athletes being cardiovascular athletes as well, not quite as quick twitch as the ski jumping athletes, but Ingvild, this young flyer from Norway,
89.5 meters.
89.5 meters. I love her flight position, and her telemark landing was perfect.
And she is only 16 years of age, so plenty of time to establish herself both at the World Juniors and on the World Cup circuit.
And here comes Clara Mentel from Austria, Team 6. She gets the green light. It's a little bit high in the in-run position. Very smooth-looking jump, but not a lot of effect. You know, not being as low in the in-run position. She wasn't able to uncoil with quite as much power.
Yeah, a little bit hesitant that jump overall, but still a 68-meter ride.
Beautiful flight position. And you know from experience, Max, sometimes you have to have a higher in-run position just to be able to make the move work, and then you'll try to dial it back in so you can add more power later on. But this is a very, very technique-driven sport, so athletes constantly making adjustments to try to get the best effect in the flight.
Absolutely, too. And another thing, Billy, is no hill is the same, so I know I personally struggled at certain venues versus other ones. So,
well, here comes Leah Bohm from Germany. Good looking jump there. Nice flight position.
Great jump for the German.
Now again, Germany trying to stay ahead of Team Norway and potentially claw their way back into the fight for the silver or gold medal.
83.5.
83.5 meters.
You saw the fist pump there. You know she was happy with the jump. It's always nice to see when an athlete's happy with their performance.
It's a great looking shot. Nice telemark landing.
And that puts the Germans in the lead.
All right, so they will maintain their lead over Team Norway with 6 of 8 jumps scored.
Now on to Yuzuki Sato from Japan, who won 82 meters in the first jump.
Team Japan having a phenomenal day here. Still currently in the lead, but only 1.2 points ahead of Team Slovenia. A big pop off the end. She's carrying it for all it's worth.
Oh, a little hiccup in the landing, but she should be fine. That was a great save.
Again, it's a little bit greasy out there. A lot of new snow and rain overnight. Landing hill not refrigerator, but 88 meters, one of the longest jumps we've seen in this second round so far.
Yeah, that's going to keep Japan right near the top of this competition. I know, Billy, we talked about the skis or the in-run not being very affected by the weather. However, the landing hill is a completely different story.
Absolutely, and you know, the athletes have to be able to ski through whatever conditions they find on the landing hill. There they are, Team Japan celebrating. Next up, our last athlete in the second seed from Slovenia. This is Nika Vech. She's got a lot on her shoulders right now. Oh, that's going to be very close to the Japanese athlete.
Her chest was very compressed against her knees on that end run. She kind of popped it up a little bit at the end. 87.5 meters. This is such a competitive round.
So Yuzuki Sato, 88 meters for Japan. Nika Vetri from Slovenia, 87.5. This is really going to come down to a little bit of style.
And it was their Norwegian setting the bar that round with an 89.5 meter jump. So they have gained that ground with 2 athletes left for every nation.
All right, now let's take a look at the standings here momentarily. You can see right now we've got a 4-jumper on the gate, but Team Japan, 578.2 points. Slovenia at 1.9 points behind, so just 0.7 separating those last 2 athletes we saw. Germany now 50 points behind, probably out of the running for the gold or silver medal, but still only 23 points ahead of Norway. With 2 jumpers left, the Germans need to stay on the gas here. They need to have some really solid jumps to secure that bronze medal for Germany. Norway obviously still looking at that result and saying, all right, we need 2 great jumps, but we could do it. Here's a look at our leader from Japan right now.
This is Yuzuki Sato.
Yeah, she had a great looking jump, 88 meters, beautiful telemark landing. You can see that little bobble there at the end, but she skied right through it. And next up, our first athlete.
Oh yeah, out of Poland, Natalie Slovik.
Natalia went 69 meters in her first jump. We've seen a lot of athletes go further in the second jump, and there again, Natalia looked to make a pretty good improvement. .75 meters, so a 6-meter improvement for Natalia.
The big thing I'm watching for in this round, Billy, is that Norway closed the gap on 3rd place a lot with the last jump, gaining 6 meters against the German competitor. So I'm curious to see that battle for the bronze and the gold right now.
Well, next up, Nordic combined skier, the champion from yesterday, now competing as a ski jumper, Annika Seif from Italy.
Annika with a really impressive race yesterday.
All right, that was a much better looking jump for Annika. The first round, she looked a little shocked by the lack of speed from yesterday, but 84.5 meters, a big improvement for her. She comes off the end. You can see she got into a nice flight position and just carried it motionless. That's a really, really good looking flight. Nice telemark landing. You can see again, 11-meter improvement for Annika Seif in this second round. She's got to be thrilled with that. All right, next up, our next competitor from the United States of America. This is Sandra Sprock. She's from the Norge Ski Club in Chicago, Illinois. First round jump, 69 meters.
Oh, a little hesitation there in the in-run. I don't know if you saw that, Billy. She kind of fell a little bit on her toes right before the takeoff.
Yeah, it almost looked like she got a little eager and she wanted to stay really forward. 69.5 meters for Sandra Sprock. You know, that just means that she really wants it, but you can't get too far forward or else you have to stop something and back it up. And I think that's what happened here. She wasn't quite able to push from directly from the in-run position she was because she got a little bit too far forward. So about the same distance for Sandra Sprock. Good looking jump after that though. She regained her composure. She was able to get into a nice looking flight position. Big wave to the camera. Good telemark landing. And next up, number 5, we've got Kirsti Grosle from Norway.
74.5 meters in her first round jump. Norway's really trying to make a push for that podium.
Oh, that was quite a good flight there.
Wow, it's a big time improvement on her first jump. 87 meters for the Norwegian.
Huge improvement. Definitely trying to stay in the fight for the bronze medal. She really gassed it off the end. I expected to see a shorter jump, but she just got into a beautiful flight and carried it way down the hill. That's our longest jump in this third seed right now. You can see a 13-meter improvement. That puts Norway into the lead right now.
Oh, great to see. And now moving on to our next Austrian athlete, Elisa Dubler, who had a jump of 66 meters in the first round. Again, an athlete with a slightly different in-run position than you conventionally see, but a much improved jump.
Definitely a much improved jump. not quite as far, not nearly as far as the jump from the Norwegian athlete Kirsty, but you could. Let's take a look at the replay here. 73 meters, an improvement over her first round. She's definitely coming high with the chest, and now she tries to push on it here.
When you get a little twisted like that, Billy, that kind of takes away your surface area to a degree, hey?
Absolutely. 73 meters, though, a 7-meter improvement for her. Next up from Germany, this is going to be Anna-Faye Scharfenberg. Really aggressive to the skis.
Oh, she carries one down there.
Yeah, she was very, very direct off the end. She got to her skis and then she was patient, and it paid off.
91.5 meters.
91.5 meters. That second phase, let's take a look at the replay. You can see she's very direct off the end. She climbs, you can see her hips climb on top of that cushion of air, and then she's able to use it to soar down the hill here.
Her entire body's a wing right now. And it
nice telemark landing too.
Adds that so much distance at the bottom of the hill.
And a fist pump from her. Love to see that.
Yeah, the German team very excited, very supportive. The Germans have had a great, great week.
And just reminding everybody, that is a kind of a response to the Norwegian athlete. So Germany trying to stay in the lead here as Japan's Kurumi and Shinohi
with an 88-meter ride in her first jump.
Oh, big V. She had a huge first jump. That was massive.
That's another jump over that 90-meter mark. So these athletes are really starting to get competitive. They know what they need to do to win.
95.5 meters, our longest jump of this competition so far. She was super excited after her first jump. She's got to be ecstatic after that jump. This will for sure put Japan into the lead right now. Big fist pump from her. Huge smile. Awesome. Awesome job from her. 694.3 points for the Japanese team right now with just one athlete left in the third seed. This is Taja Bodlaj from Slovenia right now. They were separated by just 1.9 points.
And I expect to see a big improvement with Taja from her first to second jump.
Really explosive from the takeoff, leading with the chin, but wasn't able to carry it down as far as the Japanese athlete. Kurumi really crushed it there with the 95.5 meters. Taja with 79 meters.
And keep in mind, Taja's first round jump was only 74 meters. So with the way all the athletes are competing right now, that keeps her right on pace with the Japanese.
All right, 659.2 points. So that is going to open up the spread a little bit between our two leading teams, Japan and Slovenia. Let's take a look at it right now. Beautiful look out at the Callahan Valley, a little fog on the mountains. Japan now 694.5 points. Slovenia 35 points behind. So big jump forward for the Japanese team right now in their quest for gold. Germany 66 points behind Japan, about 30 points behind Slovenia. So Germany trying to secure a medal and potentially, depending on what happens, maybe moving up another spot. Norway at 90 points behind our leaders from Japan right now. And here's a look at our leader from Japan. This was Komuri Ichinohi. She had a huge jump, our longest so far today. Beautiful telemark landing, and I love the fist pump.
That was 95.5 meters, really pushing the limits of this hill.
Big thumbs up from Team Japan there.
So
it's great to see them in the leaders box. Go ahead.
Oh, very soon we'll be moving on to our final round of competition. So it's the last 8 athletes, one from every nation. As you've seen, we have Slovenia, Japan, and Germany really duking it out for the 3 medals today, with Norway currently sitting in 4th place.
But one update for everybody, we are going to reverse the order. So Japan, as the leaders, will be going last. Slovenia, currently in 2nd, will be going 2nd to last. And we're going to go starting with our team that's currently in 8th place. Another gate change. We're up another gate, or down a gate. So some of these long jumps, and we're going into the anchor leg of ski jumping right now. The jury deciding to move down 1 gate for the athlete's safety. try to make sure nobody out jumps this HS 104 here at Whistler Olympic Park.
Yeah, some long jumps in the first round for this this final leg of competitors. So hoping to see some athletes really pushing jumps past that 90-meter mark.
So our first athlete from Poland, Pola Beltowska.
Oh, got in trouble with her left ski off the takeoff. That's one you're just happy to land sometimes.
Let's take a look at a replay on that. But first, the distance for Pola, 74 meters. Again, this group of athletes should still be up about 2 gates from the last round, so we should be seeing some longer jumps than we did in round 1 in our 4th seed here.
I think that smile might be a little bit of relief from the takeoff there. Because
let's look at the replay. As you mentioned, you can see that left tip just trailing the right for just a split second, but that's a massive feeling you have in the air when one ski's not aligned with the other.
And if you don't make a very quick correction, you're flipping right over. So,
all right, next up from the United States of America, Josie Johnson from Park City, Utah, and the USA Nordic National Women's Ski Jumping Team. She had a great first round jump. Again, very aggressive off the end. Carries it down the hill. That's an improvement for Josie as well.
Yeah, she's coming off a 77-meter jump in the first round. And that one should be much further at 79.5.
Oh, you can see she's so eager. She really attacks the ski jump. She's a very, very confident athlete. She's also a mountain bike racer. Josie, with a jump of 79.5, puts the U.S. into 6th right now, securing their spot, I believe, ahead of Team Poland.
And now we're on to the Austrians, the final jumper, Julia Mühlbacher.
That's a good-looking jump.
That's a great-looking jump.
Well down the hill. You can see why the jury decided to go down a gate. We have our top athletes from each team in this 4th seed. So 92.5 meters. Again, a good improvement over her first round jump.
You can see there's some wind coming up the hill now, Billy, and would it be safe to say that the better jumpers are more able to take advantage of that good wind?
Absolutely, to the point where the jury has to be cognizant of not sending somebody too far down the hill. Good looking jump though for Julia. 6-meter improvement over her first round, and that puts Austria into the lead of the 3 teams that have jumped so far.
Now we're on to our final Italian athlete today, who had a 71-meter jump in her first ride, Nola Burick.
Well, will be looking to improve on that 71-meter jump. You can see her shaking her legs as she got off the bar. Part of that is to actually keep the athlete reminding themselves not to push their skis out and therefore dragging on the side of the track on the way down.
Yeah, you want to have a real nice loose feeling going down that ramp just to maintain all the speed you can. And with an 83-meter jump, that's a nice improvement.
12-meter improvement over her first round jump.
And we are starting to get into some very dangerous athletes right now. I'm excited to see a few long jumps coming up here. Again, just like that 83-meter ride we just saw from Noah.
Italy takes the lead after 8 jumpers right now. Norway now, they had a really good second round so far, have gained some ground on Team Germany.
And the Norwegian coming off an 85-meter jump in round 1.
Whoa.
Really going for it.
Whoa.
And I think that was a massive jump that we just lost off camera for a second, but
she came so hard at her skis. It was, you could just see the explosion from the takeoff. 90 meters for the Norwegian. Continuing a great second round for Team Norway. Let's take a look at it from the head-on angle. Big pop off the under skis, came very hard at her. Probably a little bit combination of her jump and the headwind that might be coming up the hill.
Would you say that might be a little bit too much effort, really trying to get on those skis?
Yeah, I think, you know, she felt the headwind, she pushed onto it, but a big jump, 90 meters, an improvement over her first round. Team Norway looking very happy right now. Next up, Michelle Goebel from Germany. First round jump, 86 meters.
Wind is coming up the hill now.
Oh, that's a gorgeous jump.
Germans should be thrilled with that. And she's getting some hugs from her teammates. That's always awesome.
Let's take a look at the replay. Really climbs onto her skis nicely. Great flight position, beautiful telemark landing. Right around that 95-meter mark. 87 meters.
And that moves Germany into first place.
All right, they've secured themselves into at least the bronze medal position as our second to last athlete, our silver medalist behind Ali Lutit from the women's individual. This is Nika Previc.
Yeah, Billy, she was second place in the women's individual, and she's dying for a gold medal here at the World Junior Ski Championships.
Oh, just explosive takeoff, quick to her skis, huge jump.
And a stylish jump as well. What a smooth landing.
Absolutely beautiful looking jump. She's so stoic, but you could just see for a split second her version of a celebration with it kind of like, oh yeah, that was pretty good.
97.5 meters, our longest jump of the day.
Look how direct she is and then just quiet. Just gets on her skis and just locks it up and goes.
And that's going to put the pressure on to our final Japanese athlete, Ringo Miyajima.
All right, Slovenia in the lead right now, 785.4 points. Here comes Ringo.
Coming off a 82.5 meter jump.
Oh, that's a good-looking jump.
But not quite the distance we saw from Previc.
Not as far as Nika's by a long shot. This is going to be very close.
Is this going to be enough to hold
90 meters.
90 meters. This is going to be a close one, Billy.
Oh, Nika Previc with 97.5.
She knows she has a medal at this point.
They definitely are both on the podium, but Japan 90 meters, Slovenia 97.5 meters. Japan had the lead. Nika obviously out jumping the Japanese athlete Ringo in this final round. But the final result here, Japan 805.
And we have a winner,
points.
Team Japan.
All right, they do. That was enough to secure the victory for the Japanese team.
Oh, there's nothing worse than waiting for that final score, Billy. It's so awesome to see the Japanese team on top of the podium.
Oh, and they grab the flag in celebration. Team Japan does it. They take the gold medal here at Whistler Olympic Park at the 2023 FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships. Great job by the Japanese team. I feel like they were having the most fun out here today.
Every single jump, and it started with their first athlete to come off the gate. That would have been Nagomi Nakayama. She really set the stage for a strong competition for the Japanese. They were consistent all day, and then they laid down the longest jump we've seen. So a well-deserved win for Team Japan.
Well, and Slovenia with a silver medal today. Nika Previc absolutely crushing it in the final round of competition here with 97.5 meters, showing why she deserved that silver medal the other night in the women's individual comp, just behind Ali Lutit from Canada.
Yeah, and unfortunate, Ali couldn't be competing today. Unfortunately, the Canadians don't have a full team of 4 athletes, but we do have some talent in the pipeline, so hopefully soon. But yeah, seeing Japan and Slovenia first and second.
With Germany winding up in the bronze medal position, they did a great job as well, holding off Norway. Norway had a very strong second round, but Germany able to clinch the bronze medal. Let's take a look at those standings here in a minute. There we go. Japan 805.3 points. Slovenia 19 points behind. Germany 79 points behind in the bronze medal position, followed by Norway in 4th, Italy in 5th, Austria in 6th, the United States of America in 7th, and Poland in 8th. And again, being an American, I just have to say, great job to the U.S. team for making the second round. I think they had a really good competition overall, but the big congratulations to Japan. That was a close battle with Slovenia. Japan managing to hold on to the lead at the end of this amazing competition. And congratulations to Slovenia for the silver medal and Germany for the bronze.
Yeah, what a great overall event. It was competitive right until the end. We saw some of these women have fantastic jumps.
Yeah, this was It's really exciting, and I love team events, Max. It's so fun to see, these athletes who traditionally compete in very individual sports, cross-country, ski jumping, and Nordic combined. They put their relay hat on, they put their team event hat on, and they show up for their team and for their nation, and it's really cool to see. I think Japan, a little bit of a dark horse behind Slovenia coming into today's competition. They have great face paint and a lot of enthusiasm, able to take the victory here today. One look out there at that amazing ski jump here at Whistler Olympic Park. Perfect preparation, despite a tough night by these incredible volunteers who have worked tirelessly for the last week to make sure that this jump was ready for these amazing athletes who traveled from all over the world to be here at the FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Championships.
Yeah, and Billy, this is really going to set the stage for the mixed team event tomorrow.
Absolutely. Tomorrow's mixed team event will be pairing the best men's and women's ski jumping athletes from every nation to compete together, 2 men and 2 women, for the title of the best ski jumping team here at the FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Championships. Right now, you can just take a look up that hill. Here's some highlights coming at you. In 3rd place, anchoring Team Germany, securing the bronze medal. That's Michelle Goebel. And then our longest jump of the day from Nika Previc, securing that silver medal for Slovenia. Just a textbook jump from this young woman. Huge telemark landing.
Yeah, the Slovenians today, too, on the men's side, finished 3rd in the men's team event. So that should be a good combination of a group.
And here comes our winner from Japan. This is Ringo Miyajima in the jump that brought home the gold medal for Team Japan here at Whistler Olympic Park. And there's another look at that excited team with their awesome Japanese flag face paint.
What an awesome afternoon for these young women. They'll remember this one forever.
And you can see right now our athletes lining up for some awards, and photos will be here with you for that award ceremony shortly. Gorgeous look down there from the top of the ski jump. It's an intimidating view to be up there sometimes, Max. And again, we talked about the courage and the commitment it takes to be a ski jumper. When you're sitting on that bar, this is what you see far down there. And there we go. A look at our medalists from today's women's team event.
Oh, what a great shot right in front of the Whistler Olympic Park ski jumps. Japan in 1st place, Slovenia in 2nd place, and Team Germany in 3rd.
All right. Great to see those athletes excited for the victories that they shared today here at Whistler Olympic Park. A look back toward the cross-country area. You can see the fog in the trees. All right, here's your standings right now. Again, Japan taking the gold medal, just ahead of Team Slovenia for silver, and Germany with the bronze medal. Norway in 4th, Italy in 5th, Austria in 6th, United States in 7th, and Poland in 8th. Again, these results are contributing to the overall nation's title, best team at the Junior World Championships for Nordic skiing, the Mark Hodler Trophy. Again, Mark Hodler, the leader and president of FIS, the International Ski Federation, for 47 years. Huge commitment to the growth of skiing worldwide. And again, every single one of these results being tallied to total out and see which team is the best junior Nordic ski team in the world.
Again, Billy, that view from up high.
You can just see the cross-country trails winding through the trees. It's a really amazing venue, not only for the world-class facilities that it has in winter sports, but also for the serenity and natural beauty that was made in amongst all the Nordic trails and these fantastic ski jumps. A look at the ski jump in run right there with the track setter getting ready to kind of shut things down for the day, make sure it's as ready as possible for the morning, and the mixed team event to come tomorrow. Look down at the outrun, and that is like the only road in this valley. I thought the team that designed this venue did an incredible job of preserving as many trees and as much nature and the feel of this place as possible. It looks like a little chairlift ride to the top of the hill. That's what the athletes are taking, as well as some of the officials, to get up to the judges' tower in the respective locations on this ski jump. But Max, again, I mean, what a great competition today. I thought, you know, Slovenia and Japan at times as close as just 1 point in the second round. Just a thrilling finale there. And again, Nika Previc throwing down 97.5-meter ride, really forcing that last Japanese athlete. She had to have a good one.
Yeah, no, lots of pressure being that final jumper. So it's a very clutch moment for the Japanese athlete. We'll take a final look.
Great day for the women here. Women, the Japanese women bringing home gold for Team Japan. And thanks for being here with us today. What a great competition for the FIS Nordic World Junior Championships. All right, folks, and now the much-awaited medal ceremony. It was a really exciting competition, and we're going to make our way down to the award plaza right now and our own Josh Vissler live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Whistler Olympic Park and to the FIS Nordic Junior U23 World Ski Championships award ceremony for ski jumping, Junior Team Women. The medals will be presented by Reed Zuckel, the technical delegate of ski jumping for FIS, accompanied by Norman Laub, chair of the Black Tusk Nordic Event Society. The bronze medalist representing Germany, Anne Hankel, Leah Bohm, Anna Faye Scharmenberg, and Michelle Goebel. The silver medalists representing Slovenia, Ida Kozniak, Nika Vertri, Daya Bodial, and Nika Previc. The FIS gold medalists and FIS Junior U23 World Championship Ski Jumping 2023 representing Japan, Nagomi Nakayama, Suzuki Seto, Kurumi Ichone, and Ringo Miyajima. The gifts will be given by Andrej Gregor Rod of the Embassy of the Republic of Slovenia. In honor of our winning team today, the Anthem of Japan. One more time, let's hear it for your winners, Japan.
All right, everyone. That was a fantastic medal ceremony. So great to see Team Japan on top of the podium. That was a great competition, Max.
Absolutely. That was fantastic ski jumping. We also had the men's team event go on today, and tomorrow there's a mixed team where two athletes from the women's team and from the men's team will team up for the same format we just saw today.
It's really going to be the test of the best nation in ski jumping here at Whistler Olympic Park at the 2023 FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships. It's the last event of this 10-day championships. It'll be our 9th day of competition. It'll culminate with the mixed team event, the Ultimate Ski Jumping Nation Prize. 2 men and 2 women from each nation vying for those medals. And then our closing ceremonies tomorrow as well. But here's a look back at this exciting team event today. From Slovenia, that's Nika Previc.
Yeah, she had a wonderful week, taking second place in the individual and then topping it off with another medal today.
Here she is, Nika Previc, with the longest jump of the competition today, 97.5 meters.
That was her first round
Slovenia
jump.
For the silver medal. And then finally, here is our team from Japan.
Yeah, that was athlete number 8.
Ringo Miyajima. Great looking jump. And we talked about it over break, Max, but Japan did not have any standout athletes, but as a team, they were very consistent. They were amongst the best in each seed, and as a team, they won that gold medal.
Oh, it was just quality jump after quality jump, starting with their first athlete who set the stage for everyone to have a fantastic day. Like I said, that was Nagoni Nakayama. So looking at the results again, Japanese with a fairly substantial win, 19 points ahead of the Slovenians, and then the Germans sitting back in third place there with a wonderful podium finish.
Yeah, Norway in fourth place, still looking for that team medal. Tomorrow is another champs in the mixed team event. And again, that will actually pull some of the other nations into the fight than we saw in the women's team event today, because we're taking away 2 of the women and adding 2 men. But a great competition today. And tomorrow, again, our penultimate competition, the mixed team event. And then we're going to have the closing ceremonies here at the 2023 FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships. Great to see so many Japanese fans here today. Just an awesome day here at Whistler Olympic Park in beautiful British Columbia. We've seen all sorts of weather this week, but today was just a nice overcast. And even though it was +4, +5 degrees, it was a beautiful day of competition. And we're going to be back here tomorrow for that mixed team event. So join us again tomorrow, folks.